What you doing? I'm the AC, and this is another Otaku News Reviews, and this time I'm reviewing the original English light novel Restart Again, Volume 1 by Adam Ladner, with art by Atsuki Zuramaru. So, for a more bare-bones bullet-free review, this is about a man named Lux, or Elton Graham, goes by many names because he's had quite a few reincarnations. This is his third time being reincarnated in a new world. And a lot of it is just him worrying that the stuff that haunted him in his first two reincarnations doesn't happen to him again because he noticed there was a trend. Now, through telling this just introduction to this new world, there is a lot of flashbacks to his past lives, which is really interesting. And I have to say it's done really well too. It doesn't take up a whole lot of time, and the flashbacks are appropriate. They don't interrupt the flow of the story. It's really nice. And the pacing of it is really great, too. For a book that's about someone being reincarnated for the third time, it could have easily just flown through this fourth life, technically. His fourth life. And just, got to the good parts. It doesn't. It takes its time to dwell in this new world that he's in. Now, I really like that, especially since pacing is important to me. But, overall, it's kind of just like, I don't know, I guess the author also using this character, and this is just speculation, as a way to kind of, undermine, maybe not undermine, but kind of like undermine the isekai story, because he's like, you have a character who already been reincarnated, and all he's wanting to do is do something different, and I guess that's also the author trying to do something different in isekai. That's probably why I really like this. Now, that's pretty much all I'm going to say spoiler free, because I want to talk about the stuff that happens. So, read it if you want a different thing on isekai. I really recommend it. I really enjoy it. It's completely unexpected. I always love when that happens to me. But I'm getting into spoiler stuff because there's plenty that happens. So, first off, really cool, and I don't know, I guess it is going to be filled with tropes, but I also feel like they're going to be doing something different with the tropes. But I like how there's kind of a similar start to Shield Hero. Lux is tricked by this woman and the innkeeper and arrested. Okay, cool. He's kind of just already getting shit on by the people he's already met. He had a bribe just to get himself into the city. The guards are terrible. Kind of stuff we see all before. So there is that kind of start, but it's this expectation that things are going to go differently from here. Kind of Shield Hero kind of did this differently too. I might keep referencing and comparing the two, but they are really different from this point on, obviously. So, Lux is in jail. There's a surprising amount of time spent in jail, which I enjoyed, because it takes this time to already go flashbacks, which may be quick, but, it makes sense. I guess the first thing I would do if I got reincarnated in the world is probably reminisce about my old life, especially this new, when he had stuff he cared about, because he was obviously apparently in Earth, and then second world Aldaria, where he actually had a good life until it fell apart, because this whole worry about him being reincarnated always triggers people needing him to do something, and then that's what eventually happens. And then Haydat, which I don't think we gotten that much about, but from what I can tell, he just hated it. And I feel like once action really starts going, there's going to be a lot more flashing back to that. And then, of course, a lot more flashing back to what happens with Amaya and his later life. And, of course, I guess eventually we're going to have to see him go. But anyways, being in jail, getting time to work on his magic, figure out his magic. A few little things that not really bother me, but it's that's a little weird. One, it's he knew there's magic, but it seemed like he never really mastered magic in his previous lives. But now, for this one, he seems to get a handle on it real quick. And he lived entire lives before, so yeah, maybe he knew it, he just never really had a need to use it as much. He was more on combat stuff. But this one, he seems to be, it feels like he's discovering it and then mastering it. Even though he would have some knowledge, but then this is a whole nother world. There's going to be a whole lot of mind-boggling stuff in this series, I can already tell, because even with the flashbacks, you're having to transverse through multiple worlds and memories through Lux. And it's like, yeah, he's using magic, but it's also different, probably different from the magic you use, and everything's different. Everything's different, but there's some similarities he's finding in worlds. Okay, weird. The other thing is, being reincarnated. The whole, I don't know, mechanics for it. It's me trying to wrap my head around it. Because, unless I'm just misinterpreting it, and I might be, Lux came back to this world younger than his last life that he remembered. But he also brought all his stuff with him. I'm not exactly sure how all this reincarnating stuff happens. Usually when you see it happen in other animes and stuff, they reincarnate exactly as they are with all their stuff. This kind of seems to be split. I don't think he came back exactly like an old man like he thought he was, or older like he thought he was. He seems younger, but he still has stuff. So that was kind of weird. Not exactly sure. But I don't know. Obviously, you want to be reincarnated in other worlds. There's strings being pulled by someone, some higher or whatever, that seems to control the destiny of the protagonist, all that stuff. So maybe it just, you can chalk it up to that. But I'm just going to ramble about, because there's a lot of stuff I like, sorry. And then of course he meets Leah, helps her break out, and fighting, I'm glad there's like some brutalness to this fighting, and just a lot of desperation with them trying to escape. He's strong, but he's not overpowered, and this makes sense. Actually, he could have been even more overpowered, except for maybe his magic not as much, but it's not too strong yet, because he's already has all this experience from other life, but he's still not like crazy. It doesn't seem like he's too crazy overpowered, but we also haven't seen him do like any kind of phenomenally powerful enemy yet, so that's still to come. But yeah, I like how, even though it could be like crazy, it's still kind of toned down a little bit. They finally escape. Then there's this whole romance, maybe a budding romance we eventually see when Lux goes and stays with Martin and Hanakoro, her parents, and it's like, hey, you want to get with our daughter? But then there's Lux and his feelings for Amaya, which apparently last lifetimes, and it's nice, because he doesn't just give in. Also, really glad this isn't harm. It seems that is also another thing that always seems to happen in isekai. I'm glad it's just Leah. I'm glad it's not even like there's like a protective kind of relationship Lux has with Leah, but it's not like a romantic one. And he's like, maybe it will happen, who knows? But right now, that's not his goal. He just wants to get out of the country he's in because he's a fugitive. It's not, there's a whole lot of stuff. I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoyed it. I'm getting all kinds of rambling. And then eventually, Leo, of course, tags along with Lux as they try to get out. So another thing, though, I talk about how Lux doesn't get overpowered. However, at least to me, it feels like Leah gets a lot stronger than she should in the time they have. Now, I can't remember, maybe it's only been like weeks, I think, in total, in the whole book. And yeah, that's enough to get a lot of training in. I just don't think Leah should have been as strong as she is. We get to see towards the end them fighting again. And, I don't know, it's weird. Yeah. Nah, but it's fine. It's whatever. I mean, she can't be too weak anyways. I guess Lux is a good teacher, sure. But my favorite part is how it does end, because it's the sphere this whole time that Lux is holding, that he's going to get drawn into something because he's reincarnated again, because that's always happened. And it pretty much does. They finally get cornered, have to surrender. Or, and Lux sphere is realized. So, it's interesting to see where this is going to go. I don't know, I'm ecstatic for it. I'm so glad I found this book. I'm really looking forward to diving into Volume 2. And I'm really glad that Volume 3 is now out. Came out the day I'm posting this video, May 29th, 2021. So, now got even more to look forward to. So, a lot of anticipation for all this stuff. But that's enough of my rambling. I had everything planned out in my head a lot better. But let me know what you thought. That is my review discussion ramblings for Volume 1 of Restart Again by Adam Ladner. There was other stuff. I forgot to mention art. The art was good too. Plenty of cute little art to it and a nice map to help explore the world. But yeah, all that stuff. So, if you've read it, go ahead and let me know what you thought. If you agreed, if you like where it's going. If you've already read the other two, and then if you're really fast and already read Volume 3 by the time I put this out. But yeah, let me know what you thought. Check it out if you haven't. It's really worth the read. But that's also it for this Otaku News Reviews. Leave any comments down in the comments. If you like this, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to see more of my Otaku News Reviews, recaps, opinions, all those kinds of other stuff, go ahead and subscribe. You can see when I do all that. But until next time, I'm the AC. Thank you and bye.